ask you a quick question about Josh Naylor. Jim Bowden was on with the guys on the Bowden, was on with Jason Lloyd and Ken Carmen yesterday, and he mentioned former Guardian Josh Naylor as a potential trade target if the Diamondbacks continue to slide. Can you see any world where there's a Naylor reunion for Cleveland, or is that out of their price range and probably not worth it?
It's not out of their price range. It's just unlikely. First of all, if you're Arizona, you gave up a good, talented arm
to get him.
You're going to want similar value back, and the Guardians are not going to do that, so that won't happen. And as much as I'd like to have Naylor's bat, in reality, they need a shortstop or a second baseman or an outfielder more than they need a first baseman.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really make much sense at this point based on the current makeup of the roster. Would I take them? Of course I would, but I don't. It doesn't seem. It's not a realistic match, I don't think, at this point.
Would you take Jimenez back?
No, not interested.
What would it cost to get Naylor? Like, what would it actually cost?
Well, they'd want what they gave up, like not the exact same pitcher, but a similar. Like they gave up a top prospect pitcher. They'd want a top prospect pitcher.
So you couldn't do Santana and someone else?
What the hell would they want Santana for?
It's a 1-year deal. They need someone to play first base.
That's a baseball Epicor.
This is not basketball.
So I'm asking. I'm trying to figure it out.
Santana, if you're trading Josh Naylor, first of all, the Diamondbacks' record is about the same as the Guardians. Isn't it? They might be a game or two under 500.
I will tell you right now, the Guardians are 39-37. The Diamondbacks are 40-38.
Yeah, so they're the same record. Why would the Guardians be? Why would the Diamondbacks sell? They're not going to sell them.
I meant to.
Can they bring up Chase DeLauder?
No.
They should. I've talked about this a million times.
We're not gonna do it.
They should bring up DeLauder and Kafis.
They're not going to do it.
They have to bring this man up at some point.
Even if the Guardians are somehow able to trade Carlos Santana, they're getting an A-ball prospect who's like the 52nd best prospect in a franchise.
Yeah.
Will they trade Andrew Walters for Josh Naylor?
Why would the Diamondbacks do that?
You asked for a top pitching prospect. He's their top pitching prospect.
He's not a top pitching prospect. He's a relief pitcher.
If relief pitchers not pitchers all of a sudden?
Then he's not a top pitching prospect.
According to MLB.com, he is their top pitching prospect.
Where's he ranked?
11.
Bull. Forget what Mike is talking about.
Yeah.
What's the thing? Does Chase DeLauder have like a count or like a clock thing? Remember they didn't.
No, that clock doesn't start till you come to the majors.
So okay, so why was
none of that, Matt?
What was it last year about Kyle Manzardo where they delayed him coming up?
That's not why. Yes, but that's not why he's not. At this point, those things have all passed.
Okay.
In the calendar.
All right, thank you. That's
so
what I needed
there's
to
no
know.
reason they shouldn't bring him up. There's no reason they shouldn't bring Kafis up. I've been saying Kafis for a month. Everybody's got to be sick of hearing about it. They don't. Every other team in baseball is calling up their top prospects lately.
The reason is, and I wanted to ask you this question is, I just don't think the Guardians, because you're not in a baseball city. This is my theory. I could be wrong, but when you outside of a baseball market, you have a laissez-faire attitude. There's no real external pressure for you to do moves that people aren't paying attention to.
Right, because most of the media members don't know anything about baseball here.
They're not going to.
So you're not demanding. That's not happening.
There's not demanding them. Like if you're in, you're in St. Louis, or you're in New York, or you're in LA. Like these people in these baseball markets, they know all of the Chicago. They know all of the prospects. Yeah. They know all of the names, and they're asking their GMs in front offices like, "Yo, what are we doing here? What's the plan?"
Here it's me, Zach Meisel, Jason, and maybe Jonathan and Nick. Jay's not demanding they call up minor leaguers.
No, he's not going.
Breaking news.
Yeah.
This is Aaron Rodgers last season. Said this is it.
Good riddance.
Okay. Is Toronto a good baseball city?
Yeah, I think so.
I think you should do a 30 or 2018 ranking of the best baseball cities in America.
Interesting, yeah.
Because there's some small market teams that is Milwaukee a good baseball city?
I think it's pretty solid, yeah.
I feel like it is, yeah.
See, like little known things like that.
Are there any bad, like when someone says bad baseball city, does one particular
Florida
come
Marlins.
to mind?
Marlins, Tampa Bay.
Bad for every sport.
Tampa Bay Marlins.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean,
it's San Diego.
No, San Diego's good. That's the only team they got now.
Man, wow, they got them.
All right, Mike, I want to play these clips. You got them?
I got them, yeah.
All right, in the order I said.